Hey Pioneers, it's Alexis here, just going to share some details about the big hitter I just got over at the San Francisco Federal Reserve. This one started this time last year. I work closely with the IT CIO and his team over at the Fed, and they have they have EXP, and they had upgraded to Team Plus and have GTP and kind of the whole suite of services. But back last summer, they hired a business unit CIO, and I saw it come up through LinkedIn that there was someone with the CIO title. So I kind of leveraged my internal referrals to get an introduction to Pat, and it was good timing last summer. I set him up for Majestic and put him through kind of the typical best class, POC there, set him up with an EP, and really, got to know him really well there, and came out of that presenting a team solution back last year for EXP Team Plus. His big initiatives were at the time data and analytics strategy. So we were talking about from the beginning also, the partner program for data analytics and kind of support for his wider team. At the time last year, he hadn't finished hiring up his team, and he was still working on hiring that data and analytics leader. So he ended up starting with an EXP at the end of last year. So coming into 2018, I was still really focused on how I was going to upgrade this into a team solution and add the CEB component. One of the key things that drove this forward was we leveraged Chris Mixter from CEB to join a big leadership meeting that he was doing for his new team once he had hired the three main leaders around springtime, around that product management transition topic. So that was really excellent. It gave me access to meeting the whole team, and also opened up a topic where they needed CEB, and that it was relevant to stuff that the whole leadership team all together wanted to collaborate on. So we were leveraging that to move forward, and the biggest problem we had was that his data guy that we were pushing to be in the partner seat hadn't started yet. So finally he got on board and started working with Pat in August, and from there it went really quickly. We did a really great POC with Jeff Zahn. We created a really tight engagement plan around the data and analytics strategy and what he wanted to accomplish by the end of this year. And so that combined with the product management really helped move this forward. Pat came again to Symposium just a few weeks ago, and then we tied everything up with a bow. We planned the kickoff, and then he signed off in just last week. So we got the kickoff already done. We aligned that all to peer forum, so it's kind of typically just leveraging the urgency of some of the events milestones was what we did to, one, be able to have Doug go to peer forum, and then also we were planning being able to leverage the workshop before the end of the year so that they could do some team strategy planning. So anyway, great deal, kind of followed all the typical best practices, and this one really came through, and so far it's already kicking off to a great start. So I think one thing I would say is definitely look outside of central IT and look for these kind of business unit. He's basically a shadow IT group, but he's already now spending almost the same amount of money as my traditional IT group was on leadership services. So now for the future, I'm looking at leveraging what he's doing with other business unit CIOs, or not CIOs, but kind of leaders of the technology and shadow IT out there, to see if there's opportunity to kind of copy what I did with Pat. So thanks everybody, and feel free to call me if you have any questions or want to talk it through. Thanks.